we are all about transformation. Texroy and I are entrepreneurs together. We have over 70 years of experience, and we really want to chat with people who have a big transformation, because there's so many people out there who might think, oh, I can't do this because of my circumstances, or I can't do this because of this. And we are here to show you that you can do anything that you want to. So here is, I would say she's our friend now, right? Dr. Ava Eagle Brown. Woo! So let me tell you about this woman. Oh, she is an author. Mango Girl is the name of the book, right? Yes, Mango Girl. She is the founder of the Black River Film Festival. She's an author. She's a speaker. She's a coach. She's so many amazing things. I can't even remember it all, but I'm so excited for her to be here. So thank you so much. I know you're such a busy, busy lady, and thank you for taking time out to be here.
I'm always humbled and honored to be asked to come on anybody's platform. I never take it for granted. So I'm just humbled and grateful and thankful that you guys have invited me on your amazing platform. I watch, I follow, I interact, and I'm just happy to be here, to be in this seat today.
Thank you. Thank you. I
haven't learned how to do it yet. My son has had like 6 lessons. I still haven't learned. I'm dyslexic and I have coordination issues. Yeah.
Oh, I'm dyslexic too, but I can do this, but I can't even walk in a straight line. You know, I'm excited. When I meet you in person and give you a big hug, I'm going to teach you this. All right.
Yeah. Pinky, I can pinky swear. We can pinky swear.
Right. Well, listen, I don't even know where to start with.
Do you know what, Erica and Texroy? I'm very humble. I'm a very humble person. And I know that sometimes in social media, when my team shares, it doesn't come across that way. But I was born in St. Elizabeth, which is next door where you guys are. And I grew up, I've learned since I've come back to Jamaica that my mom was 14 years old when she gave birth to me. I didn't know that. I thought she was 16. And so it really taught me to have a lot of grace and compassion on her towards the latter part of our relationship. But I grew up in abject poverty. I think you may have seen and for those of you who don't know, you can follow me on social media. My very first home has been shared on social media. And I share that because we visited the location recently, because just this morning I was in a meeting in Canada because my life story is becoming a film. And we went to visit it to just look at where I grew up, and it was overwhelming to see the size. And I was convulsing. It was uncomfortable. And so I grew up in a really bad situation, or a situation that was going to be transformative for me. And I was sexually abused by my father and several other persons growing up. I was, as we say, you carry your akigo, a Linston market, everybody come feel up. I was that girl who was sexually abused. I was fondled. I was handled in a way that no young girl should have been handled that way. And when I look at myself now being a single woman, sometimes, although I've done a lot of transformative work on myself relationally and continue to do that, I can understand how relationships for me have been. Because when the first man who's supposed to show you how a man should treat you abuses you, it becomes really difficult. So in that circumstances, I grew up moving around. I'm doing a book right now called 48 Places I Laid My Head. I've moved 48 times in my life. And sometimes I wonder how I'm still sane. But I grew up selling mangoes, and I'm going to show you this real quickly. I have them all over my house. I grew up selling mangoes on the train as a little girl because as a child, we were very poor, and my mother had a lot of children, and out of that came the need to fend, and I was the eldest, so I sold mangoes on the streets that I should be going to school at. So that's a little part of my journey, and as we go and weave and ebb and flow, you learn a little bit more about who I am.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing heart. It hurts my heart, to hear it, but to see the woman you are and all the things that you have done and all the people that you've helped along the way, right? I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of how it all turned out for you, and I could say, when did you write your first book, and how did that come about?
I wrote my first book, as in publish it. God Almighty, it's a long time now. back in London about 2016, I think it was. It came about when I grew up next door to my dad and didn't know he was my father. And he would send me to the shop. So you live in Jamaica now, so I'm gonna give you a good little Jamaican way. Just imagine you live somewhere and your neighbor's yard is where you could throw the water out of your kitchen and they catch into their house. So I lived that close to this man. He'd send me to buy cigarettes and send me to the shop and pay me. But there's a little community gossip that he was my dad because I had my mom's name. And so I wanted to ask my mom, like, Mom, is it true? Because I was the odd one out in my family. All my siblings had their father, who I lived with and was born into. And I couldn't ask because I grew up in the 70s when you're seen and not heard. It's not like our children now who are opinionated and they can ask whatever comes to their mouth and we teach them to be outspoken. It was not like that time. So I could not ask my mother about who's my dad and is it true. And so I dared to try and ask her, and the beating she gave me in my book, I describe it as she cut off my tongue and threw it in my stomach because she beated me so hard that I was never going to ask her that question again. And it was that, Erica, that led me to start writing little notepads. I don't know if Texroy is Jamaican. Are you Jamaican background, Texroy? You are. Yeah. So Scandal. Scandal bag. Not true. Scandal bag. Not true. Yeah. Park. And my friend Camila said, girl, you should tell your story. I'm like, nah, nobody wants to hear this. And I was like, I failed English in high school. I'm not very bright. I'm not a qualified teacher, but I was not confident. I have a speech impediment. I still do. And I wasn't confident because when you've gone through so much, your confidence is low. And so she said, no, you can. And so I started believing it. You see, I'm going to drop nuggets along the way. Sometimes you cannot carry the baton, but somebody needs to carry it for you until you can carry it for yourself. So Camellia saw what I couldn't see. And so she was my sister holding my hand, and I started believing. And I literally started typing this book up. And I was in university doing my master's. But I'd done my stuff. I'd gotten up there and I did my master's. And I remember I was in a very toxic marriage. I was in Norway. And my assignment was due. And I was going through so much stress. Those relationship stress that will almost want you to run into a post and just finish yourself. Like, let's just keep it real. And I was in Norway. And my assignment was personal development. I didn't know what to write. I'm dealing with young baby, marriage falling apart, single parent, London, all kind of situationships. And I remember sitting down in Norway between meetings, and I thought, I'm going to write about myself. That's the only thing I know. I was trying to cop out. You see, sometimes in life, God Creator has a destiny for you that the path you're on, you have to just follow it. So I wrote about myself. That's all I knew. I was trying to be lazy. And I didn't want to fail because I had failed my finance. And if I'd failed another course, I wouldn't get the master's. I'd have gotten a certificate. And I was like, I don't give a damn. I'm going to just write about myself. So long story short, I wrote about myself and I got back to London and the university said they want to talk to me. And I was like, oh my God, I am in trouble. So they invited me and I went. I was in this job working for an American company, hated it, out of Colorado, hated it. And I wanted to fire my boss. I was so fed up. And I would sit and daydream. And I remember coming out of a meeting, I was qualified and I was overlooked and I was fed up. And I went back to my desk and I don't know why. I literally went back to my desk, saw this email to be invited to university. I went to university and they said, tell us, is the story real? And I'm like, yeah, it's real, but I'm afraid now. And they said, I said, did I fail? What's wrong? And they're like, no. So by this time I'm sitting like this and I'm slumping because I'm nervous. And then they said, no, it's really a good story. So my shoulders kind of got like this. And they're like, we'd love to feature you. Girl, I was like this. I was proper sitting up straight. I was like, what do you mean feature me? And they're like, the university does not normally feature individuals. The PR team normally only does companies and organizations. But your story is so powerful. We want to feature you as a top student, a model student. Girl and guy, I ended up in the Financial Times, you all. Which is like the New York Times. And hello, by this time, my girlfriend was like, you see, I told you, your story is powerful. I ran and found myself an editor and I published that book in no time, girl. That's how I got published, just like that.
Wow. All because somebody believed in you.
When I couldn't believe in myself.
Right. Oh my gosh. It's so powerful. And the fact that you listened to her.
I really admire your strength. I mean,
Thank you.
not everybody's able to bounce back from that story you told. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Some people fold up, even, and you still got to thank your friend. You know what I mean? You probably would have found the strength from my point of view, because you seem like a strong person. Because
Yeah.
even if somebody say, well, you should be strong in this area, it still take you. You still got it in you to be like, dang. You know what I mean? So I really admire that. You know what I mean? And
Thank
hey,
you.
yeah,
Thank you. And my friend and I are still friends today.
I was just
that's
gonna
what's up.
ask, where
There
is
we
she?
are. In fact, actually, life is so funny. She got herself into some trouble in England. She ended up
Oh,
in court and some fraud and stuff. And it was me who was there beside her. Like literally, I would go to the police station, and I would, I was there. We're still friends today. She's married and settled, and living on the island of Guernsey, doing very well, phenomenally. A trained teacher, doing so well. But sometimes you need those people along the path to show you the way. And
That's
you say
true.
I'm strong, Texroy. You ain't hear any
Seems
of my
that way.
story
I
yet.
mean, you on camera. Not everybody. I mean,
well,
you
now
on
she's strong.
I mean, social media with this story. Not every woman
I
is
am.
able to do that. You know what I mean? Some fold up and won't
Exactly.
do
And the
nothing.
shame, from the
Yeah.
abuse and all that, so many women feel that shame and carry it their whole life, and they're not able to step into their gifts because of that.
But
So you did it.
I respect the fact that you want to teach somebody or help somebody to not end up in this situation. I
thank
get that from
you.
this.
Or if
You know what I
they
mean?
did end up in her situation, to know
How
that
to
life
be
isn't over.
right.
Do you know
So
what? I have a big. I teach stories. I'm running a course now about crafting your story. I do book publishing. I believe in stories. Stories are so powerful. Stories are able to transcend where your voice and your writing will never go. But here's the thing. I believe that my story is not mine. I'm just a conduit. And it took work. I had a lot of therapy. You haven't heard half of my story yet. You think I'm strong. I
I,
won't even tell you. I won't even
trust me,
tell you the rest of it.
I'm able to surface, like, really, you know what I mean? Because
That's
just
it.
like what you said, I can imagine, you know what I
I'm
mean?
thirsty for more. I need.
Part where, okay, so you can tell your story and certain things can come from it, but it's really deep. And I know it's deep to you,
It
you know
is
what I
deep.
mean?
It is
Yeah,
deep.
man, yeah,
It is deep.
and I'm really sorry to hear that, but at the same time, people still want to hear so they could help somebody that probably in your situation or was in the situation, or even it take a brave person with the courage to able to tell your type story. You know what I mean? So I
Thank
completely
you.
respect that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I want to respond to that by saying that thank you, but also that I want to say to anybody who's listening to this right now, I don't know what your story is. Don't be ashamed of it. In
Mhm.
every story, there are lessons for us to learn, and sometimes we self-sabotage by thinking that I can't step up because I'm so embarrassed. Get the
Mhm.
help you need. I had a lot of therapy. I had a lot of coaching. I invest in myself. I'm a big supporter of people investing in self. There is so much power in owning your situation and getting out of your own way and deciding. It takes massive decisions and actions. And I'm a
Mhm.
very actionable person. And I was gonna either sink or swim, and I can't swim, so I'm gonna drown.
I see. I see. Yeah, man.
I love that. And it is very powerful. And I work with women entrepreneurs, right? And some people I'll meet will say, "Oh no, I can't spend money. I can't do this." And I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, if you could just realize how far your business could go." But there's so much fear of failure, fear of opinions, and all of that comes from it. And I love your attitude of
Yeah, I do too.
sinkers.
I admire, respect your attitude because, like I said, especially you a woman, going through what you just the surface of what you told me. I
Yeah.
could
I'm a single mom.
And a single mom.
what I also like a lot is the fact people that been through what you've been through, they be on some self pity. You're not doing that. You know what I mean? You here still holding your head up high. You know what I mean? Telling your story and you ain't telling with a certain level of pain. I mean, I know sometimes you probably tell the story and you human, so you're gonna break down. You're gonna because to
No,
hear
I
I
used
heard
to
the
have
things
a
you said.
saying, when you value yourself, you're going to invest in yourself.
Oh yeah.
And I found out one of my coaches, bless her, she's still my coach today. I've had her for 7 years, and she's my doula. I call her my doula. I had to work on my money conversation. Now, one of the reasons that people are afraid to invest in themselves, and I tell my clients every day, Lisa Nichols, I don't know if you guys know Lisa Nichols, has been my coach for years. And Lisa, she's in The Secret. You know the book, The Secret, the movie, The Secret? She's the black girl in The Secret. And I told the story. I was speaking in the country the other day, and I was telling the audience that I spent 25,000 US dollars one day on a VIP day. And then everybody gasped. And I'm like, you don't understand. I spent it when I had no money. I took out my credit card and I had no money. I was going through a divorce and everything else. But I understood that you have to speculate to accumulate, right? And I understood the value of investing in Ava. If I'm not going to invest in Ava, ain't nobody going to invest in Ava for me but Ava. Yes. So I had to step out into what I wanted. Do you know, after I paid for that $25,000, the first speaking gig I got was 10,000 pounds. Let that sink in for a second.
Yes.
10,000 pounds.
All
and
in
that VIP day, I learned the dip theory. And the dip theory that I learned in that VIP day was necessary because I was about to go and speak to 20,000 people in Poland, and I needed to have the dip. Yeah. So there you go. So I want to address that part. And then you asked a question, which it slipped me. You asked me a question a while ago. I'm victorious. So, but I didn't get here overnight. I used to tell my story and I cry. This is years of working on self, owning my story, accepting and seeing the impact it has on others, and understanding that to become the woman I am today, that was part of my journey. And I would not have changed it because that was my path that I had to take.
Wow. Yeah.
I love the way you look at it, the outlook on it. Even if that ain't the case, it's a good one because to me, add up, got to be insane. You got to be insane. So
for someone to do that to her,
yes, you're biological. So I like that.
It happens all the time, though, Tex Roy. It happens.
It do, but we're not gonna make it normalized.
No, we're not.
So when you're doing the movie, you did the movie in regards.
So we just had a meeting today. The script is ready, and we were hoping to have the short film. So we're doing a short film first, and kind of like shop the movie, shop it around. I had a letter of intent for $4.5 million, and that kind of long story got through the window. So we're starting again, but we have some prospective investors. Anybody listening, I want to come aboard. We're happy to talk to you. Absolutely, yes. But we're going to do the short film first, and hopefully we're not going to get to show it in Jamaica in June, but we're going to show it in London in September. So yeah. I'm doing something in London in September.
Can you share? Is it secret? Okay, all right.
we just secured the O2 Arena in Brixton.
I say I'm sure it'll be a success.
Yeah,
I strongly believe that.
Well, tell us about the Black River Film Festival because we want to come.
You have to come, girl. You have to come. The Black River Film Festival is a rural festival that was born. I just invested in a film that was shot in South Africa last year. I love Africa, by the way. Love it. I'm very well traveled.
Jamaica or no?
Pardon?
Do it remind you of Jamaica or no?
Yeah, like you've not been like I'm very well traveled. I've been to so many countries. I've been to a lot of European countries, and I just love Africa. I love South Africa. I would have moved to South Africa in a heartbeat. I love Ethiopia. I've been to Ethiopia. Yes.
When I look on TV and see it, it reminds me of back in the day, Jamaica. I ain't been there, so I can't. But that's what the feel I get.
So South Africa has weather. It has like winter. It get really cold. Like it's crazy. Yeah, it does. So I've been there 3 times, and I went winter, went spring, went summer. And I'm gonna just talk about one of my favorite spots. So you may hear about Soweto. It's not a ghetto. Like it's brick houses. Like they're just really close, like Italy. But it's like a vibe, you know, like you go to where Nelson Mandela's house is and Desmond Tutu is, and then it's like a street, and it reminds me of downtown Kingston. They got this massive eatery across from Nelson Mandela house, and the food and the music and the vibes. If you didn't know, you think you're in Jamaica. Yo. They say so yo. It was so nice, man. It was like
how the people.
They're amazing. Like
how the people them still versus
man.
our people, because we know our people.
No, black. Okay, so your wife is white, so I'm just a Caucasian, so I'm just really conscious of that. But
Okay.
they were amazing. Like I have friends in South Africa. I have both. I have a lot of international friends because I lived in Europe, so a lot of I have white and black friends and Asian and everybody else. They were amazing. They just loved the fact that you're Jamaican, especially when I went to Ethiopia. Oh my God! Like the fact that you're from Jamaica was another level. Like it was another level, man.
Yeah.
I saw Protege shared last night. You have to go and look at this. Text Roy.
Yeah.
Protege, I think he spent New Year's, as in, Africa, Ethiopia New Year was yesterday. I think he spent it in either Sashamani or Addis Ababa, and I have goosebumps just reminiscing. Like they all had on white and they lit these candles and it's hundreds and thousands of people and they're chanting and singing this thing, and there was just something about it that just gives you this, oh God, like I love Africa, just love it.
Well, I need to know, what year is it in Ethiopia right now? They just had New Year's, because I know Ethiopia's not on the same.
2017 in Ethiopia.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Wow.
2017.
A whole nother world.
My friend, she goes, I'm going home. I'm younger there. That's why she wants to go home.
You'll be younger. Yeah, you'll be so much younger. I'm going to have to just get some face work done and some neck work done. But yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Now all you got to do is eat proper, sleep proper, exercise. That's it. That's the real medicine, not all that other stuff.
He gets upset with me when I say, "Oh, my eyes, I'm looking old." He's like, I don't want to hear it.
I work in politics, which we didn't talk about, and every day I deal with death, and part of that is babies and young children and teenagers. So when I see a 16-year-old dying from a heart attack, or a 13-year-old or a 4-year-old, I'm just reminded of how precious life is. So yeah, I appreciate that, Tex Roy.
Well, I want to ask you something. So wasn't Mikey, I don't know his last name, he was our videographer at the Women's Entrepreneur Retreat. Yes. He had his film there at did he have his film? Because Tex Roy was in there,
He was?
Yeah. He's a Jamaican one when we went to the girl to the treehouse and they interviewed you. Yes.
So Mikey T has screened his films at my festival. And he's doing really well, actually. I love his spirit. I love how patriotic he is for a Jamaican American. And I'm hoping that he'll come again this year, because I know he's away working and stuff. And we have some collaboration to do, but yeah. So you were asking me about the festival. The festival is in June next year. This year, oh my God, it's this year. Oh my God,
year, 2025.
Yes, it's 27th of June, 2028.
Oh, your birthday.
2028, and we've added a lot of attractions to the festival. So I don't know if you know about. You have to come and see this. You know about Breadnut Valley Estate? Oh my God, Erica.
No, but I saw that you went there yesterday or the day before, and I was like, I need to Google this. What is she talking about? Tell us.
Texma would love it. It's like 58 acres of. Duns River has nothing on this place. It's untapped. It's got like about 3 or 4 different falls that came from the Cockpit country, come down into the Magati Appleton Estate, and come down and go into the Black River. And they have cabins and everything. It's so beautiful. It's unspoiled. It's untouched. And so we've added some attractions to the festival. We've added Breadnut Valley, Pelican Bar, the Rum Tour, Holland Bamboo, Black River Safari, and just really want people to not just come to Jamaica. Our festival is on the beach, so already it's amazing. But we're adding tours to it so people can come down. It is going to be we're industry focused. So this festival is focused on how do we take Jamaican content over yonder. So we're going to have lots of people from Netflix producers like Kings of Joburg. I mean, he's my really good friend out of Atlanta. And then we have Greg Maurice, who's Haitian American, and he's worked for BET and HBO and all that kind of thing. And then we have people who are going to be coming for distribution. So people are going to come to say, guess what? This is what you need to do. And when you do it, we're willing to take your content. And so we're going to show some nice movies from Jamaica and internationally. So everybody's welcome to submit. The portal is going to open soon, and we're just really excited about it.
Well, if you need, I know you posted. If you need us, we have our Born to Shine travel agent. We can help.
Absolutely, definitely.
Definitely, we gonna definitely,
Yeah.
Yeah, please. And have you been to Central? Do you come this side?
I love Holland Bamboo. Every time we go through, I record. It's my favorite place. There's something about that. The energy, every time we go through, I record Holland Bamboo. We drive there when we go to Mobay, to the airport and things like that. We go through.
Yes.
So let me ask you, if somebody wanted to, let's just say, give some advice to someone also. So let's say that we're talking to a woman, or I guess could be a man too, right? Someone who's been through a lot of trauma in their life, right? But they believe in their heart that God put them on here for a reason. There's a purpose, but they're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? What would you say to them? How do they get unstuck? Would they get a mentor, coach, pray? What?
I would say to you is that it's a combination of things. I'd say, first of all, well done for identifying that you're stuck. And well done for identifying that God's put you here for a purpose. That's the first thing. And then you need to look at where do you need to go? I love to say to people, the how is not mine. So how do I need to do something? What do you want to do? That's the first thing to identify. So great. You realize you're stuck. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? How do you want to become unstuck? Where do you want to go? Once you've identified that, then you look for the resources you need. You need the mentor, you need to read, you need to go and meditate. What do you need? Now, the truth of the matter is, I believe that people who have walked a particular path, I cannot have a coach who doesn't understand my story.
Right.
And I don't mean my exact story. You have to have walked the walk. I'm very big on receipts. I'm very big on show me what you can do. And the reason for that is that I know for sure, having been in this space for a very long time, that there are lots of people who are just winging it and bluffing it. So show me your receipts. Once you can identify people, and no one person will be able to help you. No one coach will be able to help you. They may need to come to you first to do X, to work some money, to get to how to work out some money, to learn how to make some money, to then come to me. They may need to do the money with you guys first, and then come and then make the money to come and heal with me. But whatever you need along the way, identify it and then work towards it. You cannot be your best self until you are healed to a point, because we're always working on ourselves, always working on self. But you cannot heal that part of yourself until you identify it and get the help you need. So it may be a coach, it may be a mentor, it may be a Buddha, whatever you need, find it and do not stop until you get the help you need, because you cannot live your best life if you do not.
So for people out there who have a film in their head or in their heart, what's the first step they need to do?
The first thing to do is so we do book to screen. We offer coaching for book to screen in under our company. But one of the things I said, the first thing to do is to write out the story, get it scripted, get the script done. It is so important that you get the script done, because when you do the storyboard and the script, you are able to identify the characters, what they look like, all of that. Once you get the script done, then look to cast. So the characters, that's why it's good to have the script. And once you cast, obviously you have the money to do it. And once you cast, then you choose you go to what is called location scouting, which is choosing the areas you're going to shoot in. And then once you do that, then you set your schedule, and then boom, you're ready to go. Get your team.
That's simple. Huh?
That's it. Let's do this tomorrow.
Yeah. Once you have money, shooting a film is no problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. Once the resources are there.
Yeah.
Proper budget.
That's it.
Proper budget.
That's your
budget
favorite
to
thing to
execute.
say.
No, it is.
Budget.
Am I lying?
No, it's true.
The proper budget to execute.
Yeah. Once you have the budget to execute, you're fine to go. Because I said right now, we are working on something. I was like, if you have the budget, then we can execute. We can. If you come to me and say, Ava, we want to make a film and we have, I don't know, God forbid, for example, something short, $100,000 or $1 million, we know what we're working with. So we can find the team on the island of Jamaica to execute. So we know what cameras you need, who you're going to distribute it to, so we know what cameras to use, etc. It's a 1, 2, 3. It's money, resource.
Yeah.
Yes. So learn how to make money so that you can then execute all of these things as well. I love it. All right, love it. Is there anything else you want to ask her?
When did you realize that you was this strong to deal with what you're dealing with? And yeah, I want to know that part. When did you realize? When did you find your strength to be like?
I think the first time I knew that I was really strong. That's a great question. I knew that I was able to survive, but I think the first time I realized that I was really strong was when I had my daughter.
Okay.
Because I was pregnant with her and I went to a lot of stuff. But then when I was going to have her, I was on my own because her dad was away working. Not that he wasn't there, he was away working. And I remember I was going to be wheeled into theater and I was like, I have to get through this. I have to see this baby. I want to see that. And then when the baby was born, I had post-traumatic stress. So postnatal.
How you got around that?
Postnatal depression. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really
it's
hard.
kind of close. It's close enough.
They're close enough. Yeah, they're close. I think they're one and the same. If you ask me, and it was hard. And then we went through some situations in our life, and I just had to be strong for her.
There you go.
She was my why. And then she was born with a hole in her heart and all kind of things, heart murmur and all kind of things. So you have to not get up with a cesarean section and go.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you understand that no, you're not fighting for yourself alone. You're fighting for somebody else. Right. So she became my why. And that's kind of when,
answer. And I did kind of get the answer because what I get, with the story of your type, like people don't know how strong they are till you've been put in position where you have to. You ain't got no option. You know what I mean? So you say you want to see receipts. Okay. So some people figure things out not only with receipt, and some people have knowledge because common knowledge is not very common. I mean, you think it is. So you, from hearing you speak, you seems like the type with that common knowledge.
You like how he keeps switching back and forth? He's a Jamaican every 2 seconds.
I love it. He's bilingual, I love it.
Yeah. Like you really utilize common knowledge because that help people. So when you're in a situation and you've been put in the position to have to be strong, then you really start letting that common knowledge kick in. Like, all right, so what I'm gonna do about this situation? I'm gonna sit there and cry for myself and feel self-pity, or I'm gonna stand up and. But the way you express yourself, I recognize you to be a strong, smart person. You know what I mean? So
I don't know if I'm smart. I don't know about the smart part, but I know that I'm strong. And here's the other thing, Tex.
I can tell by the way you put your words. Yes, you're smart.
You're a smarty pants.
But also, you said you was humble. So people that's humble always try to downplay their strength. Erica's the same way. I mean, she ain't. She might be a little privileged, but she's a strong. Yes, you're white. You're not black.
Forgetting.
Hey, I'm sorry. I want to sound no way, but it's true. You have a little different type privilege.
The doors open differently for Erica. I can tell you that.
Yeah. But she's strong though, and got some intelligence. No, but it is some. Like when I hear Erica talking to her clients, I'm like, man, she could convince me, and I'm not even, So everybody got areas that they very smart in, you know what I mean? And that's
you see how he said that? He doesn't even know how that comes across.
That, but that was just so long. It's good banter. I love it.
I know. I say we need to start that TV show.
It's good banter. Yeah, it's good banter.
For all the audience, this is my fiance. I got kids, so don't anything go in your head. Listen, it's only one race for me. Anything else is ignorance. It's called the human race. Yeah, I'm very serious about this part. Yeah, seriously. Yes. I only see one race. It's called the human race. Ain't no way in the world somebody's supposed to say the same creator created us.
I totally agree with you. We are. Yes, if we could all just understand that we're human first, then the world would be such a beautiful place.
I can't wait to see you in person. I mean, my gosh, she's the best energy, doesn't she?
Right.
Oh, I can feel it. Can't y'all feel it? You can't feel it through this screen.
And it's the end of the day, right?
I love to see when people come strong. You know what I mean? I love that. I love that type of strength. You know what I mean? Because we all got a story, right? Believe it or not, we all got one. But when we had a bad hand dealt or been bad, and you still stand up strong and can even try to help each other from your experience, I respect that because it takes a strong, smart person to do that. You know.
Yes.
I
And if
tell
you
my
have a
clients-
story that needs to be told, we got to hook you up with our buddy here. We're going to put all her links below. Okay. So if you have that story in your heart, she's going to help you. So get that book out. You know what? We did our book fast. It was before I knew you. Okay. Otherwise, we would have.
I was watching. I saw that. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
I congratulated you both. I did.
Oh, thank
Respect,
you. We
respect.
appreciate you. But some people wait years. They say they have this book in their heart or in their head for years. And I would say, don't wait. Like, get it out there. Please reach out to our friend here because she can help you.
Well,
Yeah.
I can help you with your book, but I can help you craft that story to enhance your business, because a lot of us don't realize that stories are what people are clinging on to now. We want to hear your backstory. What is your backstory? What makes you?
Right.
So I work in politics, and people are like, how is it that she can speak so well? Because most people go into politics and they can't. How can she rock a stage like this? So you want to hear the backstory. So everybody has a story, and your book doesn't have to be a story. You could be good at how to do locks, how to make animals eat, whatever is there's an audience for everything you can write about and every knowledge you have. So do not sit there and be afraid of stepping out and sharing your story and going on stages and writing your books and leaving generational legacy and tell the story your way, because far too long people have told our stories for us and we read them like, that's not true. You need to take control and tell your own story.
Yes.
Oh dear God! Wait till they hear this story, huh?
Great,
I'm waiting for it. I know the end result. I'm waiting for the story. I can tell.
Oh, wait.
I can't wait. I can't wait. But it's a process.
Yes, yes. We got to get through these other events first.
Yeah, but so who told you that you wasn't an eloquent speaker? Because I noticed you say
she
that.
said it herself. She said she wasn't a speaker. It was her brain. Everyone else knew she was. Right?
Because I grew up,
in front of yourself.
No, I grew up speaking patois all my childhood, and I failed English. And so I have this concept that because I spoke patois was why I failed English. And the truth is, the moment I stopped and started practicing patois, I passed English. So it was that whole mindset and environmental as well. Your environment has a lot to do with who you can become.
Yes. Yeah.
And your mind.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
That's
oh my gosh. Well, I'm so excited.
Well, I don't know if it's just today or whatever, but
she's amazing.
You was a good speaker to me. You sound to be.
Yeah, yeah, she's amazing.
I'm trying how to fluently just say things like you.
I'm gonna give you her number.
I'll give
you her number. She can help you.
But you're fluent yourself.
No, well, today, as Erica, she had to coach me.
He pulled it out just for me.
Coach me up, man, make sure you talk up and all that. No, she's also this is my help. Oh. So if I'm talking and I miss something, she there she go. Right? she talked for me, and I really like that.
That's okay.
I think we have good chemistry in that aspect. I can't tell that much because she's a credit junkie.
I need my credit.
No. But yeah, she's also, I recognize her to be as a good speaker like herself.
We're always evolving as people, and that's the beautiful thing about us.
I love it. Okay, I love it.
I believe that you have the gift to reach somebody. Listen, I'm telling you.
Yes.
Somebody listen. Somebody. I think you got that gift where you can reach and teach somebody something or educate somebody.
She's like this energy that's coming through the screen. Yeah. Like I mean, she's making me feel uplifted and like I can conquer the world.
I love that. Everybody I come into contact with must walk away feeling that way.
That's positive.
Well, you're doing great. So we're going to put all of your links below, all right, so that people can check this video out, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.